All right, first off, due to impending weather, we'll play at 3 o'clock tomorrow, right here against Texas Southern. Moved it up just because it's pretty good chance of rain right around game time. Don't want to get them all the way over here and then start, stop, and create, a situation where A, we burn pitchers, and B, we wind up playing in a lot colder temperatures and in front of not a lot of people. Granted, might not be a great crowd, but we will have some get an excuse to get out of work. So we'll throw Parker Smith, true freshman. We'll start him, and just kind of looking to get that taste out of our mouth, play some good baseball tomorrow. And, as far as the weekend, I thought our fans were tremendous. The crowds were great. God bless them. Really wish we'd have played better. And that begins and ends with me. And we've got to do a better job of I feel like we looked more at this weekend as a layup, and that starts with me, than what it was. And look, they got 24 new guys, and obviously they recruited and signed some really good players because they got better after the first game. And the first game, we got a great pitching performance from Simo, and then just a terrific bullpen outing out of James Trimble to finish that thing. I think he threw the last 4 innings. And so that went pretty much according to plan. Played great defense, found a way to score. Second game, get not the best start from McGehee, which he's been really hot going into that. Score early, score in the first, come out, score in the second, double play, kills momentum, and then they were able to come out and scratch 4 off McGehee, and we just, Saturday was crazy. Wind will equal the playing field at a level at every time, and it was in your face. They did a good job being above the baseball and finding ways to score, and we kind of just it wasn't our best performance. I can put it to you that way. And so chance to come back, win the series on Sunday. We're in position in the 5th and take the lead. And then we've got second and third, 1 out, and go punch out, and follow that up with some errors. And so that was kind of the series in a nutshell right there. I would expect it a lot more, but I think that's where the expectation of our program is, and that's the level of baseball that everybody's becoming accustomed to over the last 3 years. And we're just not at that point yet. I've got to figure out our personnel and who fits where and who needs to be on the field all the time versus somebody that may just need a part-time role. So that's going to be a work in progress, but there are tremendous athletes. They're going to play hard, and nobody wanted to win worse than they did. I can guarantee you that. I was impressed with some young guys this weekend that I thought, Brooks Wright had a coming out party. Bear had a couple of good at-bats in there. Will Taylor, tremendous job in the bullpen for us, local freshman. Ballard saw some time, got a knock, as did Trip Dobson. And so, and then there were some other guys have pretty good weekends. I thought Dino, minus a couple of errors, played well for us offensively. Markle, I thought, definitely held his own. Galt showed flashes yesterday, and we got a couple of silly errors there, but we're going to have some of that stuff being as young as we're going to be. And even guys you look at that you might think are older, really and truly, it's Markle's first time out there every day, and it's Sammy Ardwan's first time out there every day. Connor Cuff had 10 starts last year. I mean, so really and truly, he's a freshman and a half. And, as most of the other guys around the horn, except for Cheo, everybody had to look at the lineup card last year to see if they were in there versus this being their first real exposure. And then we've got this whole other crop of guys that can really get after it. So I think we get just a hair better starts on Saturday and Sunday and finish some at-bats with runners in scoring position, less than 2. It's a different outcome. Obviously, you want to limit the errors. That stuff's going to happen, but I felt like just a little bit better starts and finish some at-bats, and we're right there to either take the series or sweep it. But didn't happen. We're not ready yet for that, and we got to keep working to get better.
You mentioned Brooks Wright. Does that kind of show you what you expected to see from him on Sunday?
Yeah, we knew it. We knew it, Dan, and it's just a matter of when's he going to go, because it's crowded, right? I've got 20 hitters, which is probably about 5 more mouths than I'm used to feeding. And the difficult part with this team that you don't see every year, you hardly, like every kid on this team with the right amount of at-bats and time or innings, they can all play. And so that creates what you call a double-edged sword. It can be good if you know how to manage it. Well, I don't have enough time with them yet, okay? Or it can create log jams, and it can stunt somebody's growth. And so I think that's the real question right now is what do you want to commit to, and then let's roll with it.
You mentioned about it, the guys feeling like this past weekend could have been more like a layup. Was that more of them feeling good confidence in themselves because of what they had done in the preseason? Or was it more of just they didn't know what to expect coming into the weekend now that they've seen?
Great question. I think you, by default, inherit that mentality just by signing and coming here and going through the fall and spring training with us, because that's the standard and expectation, and that's what these boys have created over the last 3 years, and then all the teams that have gone before them have created, is just that expectation. And I think I've got to do a better job of communicating. I can get arrogant myself and overconfident at times too. And there's a fine line between keeping your team that way and staying realistically in the moment. And, lesson learned there. I mean, because tip your cap to San Jose State. They're a pretty good ball club, and they're definitely resilient to bounce back after Friday night the way they did. And then they exposed us a little bit. And so you go in with your chest out and you come out with your head hanging down a little bit. And that's the nature of this game. It's who can bounce back up the fastest. But you're exactly right. And in this game, you can't take anything or anybody for granted. And it's a brand new team. It's not last year. It's not 23. It's not 22. It's not 2014. It's a brand new ball club, and they've got to find their own identity and make their own way, just like all those other ball clubs did.
Let's go back to DeMar, starting pitcher. What can we expect to see? What have you seen from him? He's young.
Parker? Yeah. He's a two-way player for us, really good athlete out of the Houston area. And, he's 88, 92 with the fastball, good breaking ball, really good breaking ball. Changeup, athletic, hold runners, filled his position. He's a catcher as well, which makes it difficult. So we really haven't worked him behind the plate a ton just to save his arm. Because we thought he might get some mound time for us. He had one of the better falls of anybody this fall. So loves to compete. I don't think, that start time may benefit him tomorrow. I don't think he's going to get overwhelmed by anything, but I think starting it more like a practice, that's our practice time, go out and get after it.
So
Shannon, you have on the wrong shirt too, by the way. I'm teasing you.
Everybody goes 0 for 6, 1 for 6, or whatever in the middle of the season. But when it happens in the first 2 or 3 games, it's kind of more. So how do you interpret that? Like, do you just like these guys who are 1 for 6 or 0 for 6? Like, I'm not worried about that moving forward. Or
baseball's a crazy game. Debo was 1 for 12 or 1 for 10 last year at the same time. It's a crazy game. I don't really start. I think at our level, you put 100. Start paying attention when there's 100, 125, 150 ABs on them. But up until then, you just don't know. And you as a hitter, you want to get off to a good start. But I try to break it down simpler than that, Kevin, and the fact that it's not about getting off to a good start. It's about finding a way to help us win. Whatever that might be, defense, base running, reaching base, moving a runner, drawing a walk, wearing a hit by pitch, whatever it is. And that's where I felt like we had some breakdowns this weekend, as gritty as we were Friday night with only 4 hits. As the weekend progressed, you started to see some weak early outs. Weak early outs are a recipe to crash and burn real quick like. And you saw that out of some of the inexperienced hitters and even some experienced hitters. But you got to believe, and it's 3 games, okay? So, You forget about 3 games, man. You got to believe, and I know Stelly's going to bang. Connor Higgs is going to hit the ball hard, right? And there's just Cheo, he's gonna do his thing. He's a 300 hitter. Water always finds its level, and so you got to keep perspective on everything. And look, if we were rolling, if we were going great, San Jose State could still beat us 2 out of 3. They just have that type of pitching staff, and I'll say this: chalk them up with the next 4 teams we're going to see, just based on the way they swung the bat and their pitching staff. I mean, it was 92, 94, 92, 94, nonstop. And it's hard to gauge a team. All you have is their previous track record from the previous year when they have 25 new guys, or how many ever they had. It's a lot. Great coaching staff. I thought they did a great job. Great people over there. And I appreciate them coming in to play us.
How do you want to see your team bounce back and with a quick turnaround with the game tomorrow?
That's a great question, Shannon. I don't know so much about bouncing back as much as it is let's get better. Okay? For us, mindset is everything. And so I want to see some short memories. I want to see the same guys every day, not predicated on a result, but based on your commitment and passion and love for the game and love for Cajun baseball. And they've showed me nothing but that, or they wouldn't be in that clubhouse. That's the thing about it. If you're in that clubhouse and you're still in there, you've got some dog to you. It might not show all the time. It's tricky. Our teams have pretty much always hit. And the thing about not hitting can be misconstrued as a lack of energy. Well, they look like they, whatever. That's because you're not hitting. And it doesn't mean that somebody's not engaged or not playing hard. But people pay to watch guys produce offense, okay? And it can dull the game if at-bats are quick and they're not loud. And so that's something that we pride ourselves in. And I know, and I knew coming in it'd take us a minute to get caught up, and we will. And when we do, it'll be exciting. It'll be like, I don't know if y'all saw the end of the second game, but I took pinch hit Brooks and Bear and KB Ballard, and it was bang, bang, bang. And that's kind of a glimpse into what we're capable of. And just based on the track record of the older players, they're going to play well.
What's the message to you guys heading into tomorrow, especially knowing that game could provide a lot of momentum heading into the Nebraska series over the weekend?
It can. And I think more than anything, like I started this with, is just get that taste out of your mouth and get back to playing good baseball. We try to stay, believe it or not, we try to stay off the scoreboard and stay on to the things that we can control, i.e. our attitude, our effort, how we get down the line, how we get on and off the field, how competitive we are, what kind of teammate we are, how gritty our at-bats are, our outings on the bump. And if we can win at those things, we're good, man. We're good. The scoreboard will take care of itself. And so those are the things that you want to see. And, you want to win every one of them. But our momentum can't be we can't achieve momentum through the scoreboard. We got to achieve momentum through the small things that nobody cares about or not necessarily looking at. And if you can do that, you'll stay off results and you're going to be a more consistent team.
Do you already know who's pitching second and third tomorrow?
No. But you'll see some guys, I promise, you've never seen. I don't know who's second and third. Maybe Kirby second. You're going to see a couple of position guys that I think have a real chance. I'm excited. Look, I'm going to go through, I don't care what the cost is. I'm going through every guy on this roster. And we're going to find out what's what. And we'll proceed from there. Because this is a roster and a team worth investing in. So I'm not very patient, Kevin. But we all need to be a little patient right now.